All right, you've been asking questions. 3 questions have come in so far, and we're going to answer your questions. First, let's just have everyone introduce themselves so you know who you're getting your questions answered by, because, you know, if you get your questions about growing your law firm answered by a bunch of people who have never grown their own law firm, then you probably want to think twice about whether to put any credibility into those answers. So first, we're going to do a quick introduction, then we're going to ask the first question, which is, please do not share my name, so we won't. And the question is, I have great clients and some great referral sources, but how do I increase my revenue and create more reliable referral sources that will continue for years? And what's the best use of my time on what's required to be done solely by me, and have confidence to delegate tasks without damaging client relationships? By the way, I'm a solo in a small town with approximately 30,000 people with only 1 assistant. All right, so let's introduce you to the panel, and then we will ask them for their feedback to you. Ready? Get close.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Gore-Cuthbert. I'm the owner of Atlanta Personal Injury Law Group here in Atlanta.
Hi, I am Amy Rafeka, and I am the owner and founder of Atlanta Wills and Trust Law Group, and I am in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Wait, back up. How much has your firm grown in the last few years?
In the last 2 years, about 600%.
About 484%.
Hi, I'm Holly Moore. I have Moore Family Law Group in Southern California, and I don't know the percentage.
Dollar amounts?
Just from comparison between last year and this year, about 600,000 growth.
Growth of $600,000.
Well, from 300,000 to 900,000.
Triple.
That's triple. That's
Right.
300%.
300%. There we go.
Hi, I'm Krista Marichalar Branch, and I am the owner of Branch Law Firm in San Antonio, Texas. And since I've been a member for 3 years, my firm has grown about 40 to 50% each year.
Hi, I'm Megan Freed. Kristen and I own Freed Marcroft's family law firm in Hartford, Connecticut.
And we've been in how to manage for about 3 years, and in that time we were at about $250,000 a year, and last year we closed at 1.5, and this year we'll do well over 2. So whatever that is.
Right.
We're lawyers, we're not math.
Right.
All right. So the question that we have been asked to address is, I have great clients and some great referral sources, but how do I increase my revenue and create more reliable referral sources that will continue for years? And what's the best use of my time on what's required to be done solely by me, and have confidence when delegating tasks without damaging client relationships? And for some reason, this person thinks that the size of their town is adversely affecting their ability to learn how to delegate tasks. But they think it's important to know that the town is only 30,000 people. Not relevant. All right.
So
You wanna look at that?
it sounds like it's a multi-part question. What I think that I would focus on is that it sounds like even though
Speak a little louder,
they have
please.
great clients and great referral sources, it doesn't sound like they have a marketing plan or a marketing system or anyone helping them to cultivate those ongoing referral sources and to grow the marketing in any systematic way. And I think, unfortunately, they need to create that marketing plan to continue to grow the firm. And I think you can also engage some help to do that. I think there was a part of the question where they talked about what is required to be solely done by me.
There's so little that's
I think that there's probably somebody who's excellent at marketing that you could bring into the business that would have a lot to contribute that you may not be an expert in that area. So that's...
And a good marketing person should pay for themselves in the first 90 days anyway, or else they're not a good marketing person.
And I think to just build upon that, as far as like bringing someone in to do a task.
Don't want it to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Just
To
do that.
do a task is, if that's what they love to do and they're good at it, you're helping them do what they're good at. But if you have a system and a plan in place, then that's how it takes care of that. How do you delegate something? and know that it's going to get done correctly. Because if you have a plan in place and then you have a procedure and a system about how that's supposed to get done when you do delegate it, you can have confidence and you can have a checkpoint. Did it get done correctly or did it not get done correctly?
And a way to measure.
And a way to measure it so that you're measuring reliability, because reliability was part of your question as well.
And how do you create what you just described? Because that's a nice idea. It's like 10,000 foot big idea, create a system, but this person is struggling and they don't know how to create this. You guys all take this for granted because you learned.
Right.
They have go back to when we met and you had no idea how to do this stuff either.
So the first part is you just sit your butt down and you write it. Like, you just do. You just sit down and you just write what you think you know.
First.
Yeah, you figure out what you need and then you just sit your butt down and write something. Write anything. Get anything down. I think someone said one time, just put it on a napkin, anything, and then
Step 1, step 2, step 3.
And
Yeah.
then you attach a lot of those activities to a calendar.
Yeah, then you attach it to a calendar, but the thing is that unless you have something in writing in a process, and then you test it to see if it worked.
Before you scale it out.
Yeah, and so you can test small, but unless you have something down, you can't start. But don't make it a huge thing. Don't think you have to have like a marketing plan that's 50 pages
Doesn't have
long.
to be perfect.
It doesn't have to be
Just
perfect.
start somewhere.
Was your marketing plan perfect when you started?
I didn't even have one.
Yours?
I didn't have one. I didn't know.
Mine still is not perfect.
I didn't know what a marketing plan was when I started.
We didn't have one.
Yeah.
Is
And
your
the one we have now isn't perfect.
is your marketing plan perfect yet?
No.
Is your marketing plan perfect
No.
yet? Is your marketing plan perfect yet?
No.
So what do you say to the person who says I can't do it because it's not perfect yet?
Just do
Just
it.
do it.
Just
do
good is
something.
good enough right
Good
now.
is good
Get
enough.
it.
Yeah.
Good is good enough.
You're probably ahead of everyone if you even have a market.
The fact they're even asking the question
Yes,
means they're ahead of everyone else.
Absolutely.
But
All right.
like, even with the 90-day, is it 30-day? What's the first?
The 90-day crash course.
The 90-day crash course. So if you come in and you're solo and you enter sort of how to manage it at the create level, it's going to be marketing right at the beginning to get you up and running. So you're going to come out of your first quarter with how to manage with more of a marketing plan than probably like 99%
All the other
solo law firms.
29,999
Right.
people in your town.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll be the only one of 29, one out of 30,000 who has a marketing plan.
Right.
So what do you say to the person who says, but how do I delegate?
The system, the
Yeah.
process, the procedure. Like the procedure of step 1, you will,
Post on Facebook once a week
Right.
on this topic.
or a really great simplified marketing system to start with would be thank you cards. So that's a really simple way to everyone you meet with the week before. First step, look at calendars, see who I met with. Second step, get thank you cards out of the folder. Third step, have someone write out the addresses on the envelope. Fourth step, put them on your desk with the calendar of last week of who you met with. Fifth step, write out the thank you. The attorney writes out
Fifth
the
step
thank
is
you.
have that person sit there while you
Watch
write
your-
out the cards
yes.
because I don't know about you guys, but I won't do it
Right,
unless
yeah.
someone forces me to do
that's
it.
the fifth step, accountability of you getting crap done. And then sixth step, someone else licks the stamp and puts them in the mailbox.
But won't that damage my client relationships if my saliva isn't on the stamp?
No. So that's the most simplified first step in putting a procedure on paper. And it's part of a marketing plan. And it goes to the other part of your question, which is reliability of referral sources, because you'll probably be the only person, again, of the 29,999 people in your town that does a handwritten
Right, that's
card.
what I was gonna say. Is it will damage it a lot less because it's getting done versus not getting done at all because you don't have time to do it or whatever. So the fact that it's getting done is you're already ahead of everybody else.
I would want to say that to the referral sources, what you need to do to make sure that you get more referral sources is you need to refer out to them. That's something that I've really learned in this group is that the best way to get
Be a
referrals
giver.
is to refer out and to see how you can help other people.
All right, what's the next part of the question?
Okay, the next.
How do I delegate with confidence? And I think that's not limited to just marketing, but how do you delegate with confidence? How do you delegate anything with confidence?
This is all the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all about designing a system, and then people run the systems. And if you're a solo,
Or systems run the people.
well, you're the person doing the system when you're
The
a
system
solo.
runs the system runs the business. The people run the system.
systems.
Right.
So just like with delegation of a marketing plan, delegation of legal work has you build a plan, test it, see if it works.
But build a plan is something you all now understand.
Right.
Think
Right.
back to when I first said, if I had first said to you, hey, just build a plan, you would have said,
Right.
what's the plan? How do I do that?
Right.
Tell them how to build a plan.
You're gonna write down everything that you're doing now.
Say that again?
You're gonna start documenting everything you're doing now. So you take out a pad of paper, and as you're doing different things, you're starting to document. I do this, this, and this, because a lot of it is in your head. But if you don't have a way to put it on paper, then how are you gonna hold somebody accountable, or train them, or have them understand what's in your head?
Or learn what you do that is totally inefficient and makes no sense,
Yeah.
as it turns out.
I mean, yeah, and really at the end of the day, I think we all, I mean, to your point, we didn't know how to do this either, so we hired people to teach us. Right.
And just like when you hire how to manage, you're hiring a fraction of a managing partner to help you learn this stuff.
Right.
If you're hiring a marketing assistant, you're probably not hiring a full-time marketing assistant. Maybe you're not even hiring a part-time 20-hour-a-week marketing assistant. You might be hiring a company that offers a fractional share of running your marketing plan for you. So these things are available to you. You just can't get thrown off by the idea of carrying 100% of one person.
You have to, I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead. You have to realize that when you delegate, that you're going to have to delegate things. I am one of the worst people when it comes to delegating. I didn't realize how much of a control freak I was until I started doing this. But when you delegate, and you have to write everything out for them.
But being a control freak, I have to say, is a good thing.
Yeah.
People say, I got to stop being a control freak. No, you don't.
Right.
You have to be a control freak, but be a legitimate control
Right.
freak. Don't be a half-ass control freak. A control
Yeah.
freak who doesn't have documented processes and procedures, don't kid yourself. You're not controlling shit. Right? You're just a micromanager at that
Right.
point. A real control freak has documented standards that they control everyone against. Being a control freak is highly underrated.
Right.
So I was just going to say that you have to make sure that you have everything written down when you delegate it, and then you have to go and you have to follow up with them. That was one of the first mistakes I did, is I would delegate things and I wouldn't go back and follow up. Then I'd get all upset when it wasn't done correctly, and then I was like, oh, I didn't do my part of the job and make sure that they were doing what needed to be done. through
Well,
the
part of the
process.
system is that they have to check back
Exactly.
in with you.
I
Yes.
think a more advanced level of this is also, you should be hiring people that are highly competent.
That's what I was gonna say.
You don't make the rookie mistake of hiring a person who knows nothing, who you have to start totally from square one. I mean, get good people that already have some skills that they
Hire
have.
slow, fire fast.
Right. I
Better
think
alone
this
than in bad
starts
company.
the
Yeah,
hiring
better alone than
process.
in with somebody who can wreak havoc on your business. I think really look for people who have skills that you don't have that can add to your business versus you having to be the star and doing everything.
All right, so what we haven't addressed in this question, I think, is, and this person did not explicitly ask this, but I could just hear the person saying, but that seems like a lot of work, and I'm already so busy, and I've already got so much going on, and I don't have anyone helping me, and my clients all need me to be doing everything myself because my clients really want me to be doing everything myself because my clients are less concerned about the outcome than they are about how much I sweat. I'm saying that sarcastically. What do you say to the person who hears all this advice and nods their head and says, yes, this makes sense to me, but that seems like a lot of work? Who wants to start?
So
Is it a lot of work?
it's a lot of work. Yeah, keep that mindset. It's an investment. It's a lot of work, and it's going to be a lot of work even when you hire someone to start taking some of this on. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend and kid that it's not hard work and it's not work. But when you do some of these things and you begin to put all these pieces in place, and all these pieces should not be in place today. Like tomorrow, if whatever, no matter what you do, they're not going to be in place today. But if you gradually start putting these pieces into place, then what you build is your business that centers around you. So when you have the expectation that your client needs you to lick the stamp for them and be right there in their face all the time and be the one that does everything, you kind of in a sense will be when you build a business that serves you and that works around you and what you want, because the person that you've delegated to is you on some level, because they're carrying out what your team is supposed to be carrying out. So you need to get out of the mindset of you need to be doing everything and into the mindset of if you build everything, then you kind of
Put yourself into your system so that when people are using the system, they're getting you.
they're getting you, your voice, your passion.
But you
Yeah.
also
Your standards.
Yes.
But you can't help enough people if it's you. Like,
It's
you're not
only
really
you.
helping someone by licking a stamp.
Right.
Frankly, I don't write my notes.
Or running to court on every little matter,
Right. No,
or
no,
every
no,
little
no,
motion,
no.
or
No.
answering your own phones, or doing your own bookkeeping, or a million other things that you guys you've all
Shed.
liberated yourself
Right,
from.
that's the point. I mean, when you build all these systems, you create more time to do the higher level things that you're really supposed to be doing and helping more people.
And that are a lot more fun.
Wouldn't you guys say that it's 10 times harder to run a business when you're a solo and you have no help versus where we are now, where we have a lot of great staff and we are growing our staff.
Which is freedom.
It's a much easier business
We're
to
all
run.
here
and a
today,
lot of-
and our offices are all still running,
Right.
serving clients, and they're
gonna run
making
tomorrow
money.
and the
because
next
you're
day.
having to wear so many hats and you're physically and mentally and emotionally
And some of them you
exhausted.
suck at.
Right.
I was a terrible bookkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am horrible. I'm a horrible.
And you're,
I'm horrible
you're
pounder.
spread extremely thin and you're making really bad choices because you're so tired.
Yeah.
And I think that does feel exhausting to get out of, but to know that you could build your way out of it where you'll have a totally different life.
Yeah.
Last two questions. One is, you've heard us say, people on the video, people who are watching the video have heard us say, and many of them probably are skeptical. They think that if I go from running a firm that's under $250,000 to a firm that's over $1 million, it's going to be 10 times harder, right? Is it more work or less work to run $1 million firm than a $500,000 firm?
It's different, but I would say ultimately less work, and it's infinitely more rewarding and way more fun.
And not just financially rewarding.
No.
In every
In
way.
every way. Yeah, it's infinitely more rewarding in every way.
I think the hardest stage is that 0 to 250 stage.
Yeah.
I think that it
That's-
only
that's
gets
the rat
more
race.
fun
Yep.
the more that
If you could just get through that
If you
first
could just
stage,
get to
it
that
gets so.
stage.
It's like they get stuck in that 0 to 250 for so long that they just get worn out.
And do you remember you were talking about how it dulls you? Like if you don't get out of that stage at some point, you're
Knife
so
edge
worn
dulls.
down because you're just hustling so much. And if you never build systems that get you out of that hustle, you kind of burn out.
Well, and I just came out of that phase. So, like, I just came out of, I had to hustle my way from 0 to 250 because I started the program pretty much at 0. Like, I started how to manage pretty much with like an $800 a month, right? Like that was it. So, and I worked my way up to a run rate now of over 250. So I'm moving out of that. It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. You work hard and you will be doing so many things, but as you can delegate them away, as you can build, as you can do these things, and you don't have to be perfect at it, you don't have to be an expert at it, and it is exhausting.
You
It's
gain
exhausting.
momentum, though.
You do. You gain momentum, and then you jump, and then is the consistency of when it's happening is so much more rewarding. Like. And it's rewarding at home for me. It's just everywhere. It is rewarding. And I now begin to really see what you mentioned, how I can serve. Because I don't know about you, but I became a lawyer to serve. Many of us lawyers became lawyers because we're very service-minded. We have like a mission, right? We wanted to do this, that, and whether that means we wanted to serve and have a rewarding and fulfilling life. But I became a lawyer to serve and to help people, and now I can truly see after coming out of that 250 how I can exponentially serve more people as clients and as employees of my firm.
One of the things I realized was when I was in that first level at 0 to 250, when I came into this program, I was right around, I think, 199, 900, and I was right around there for a couple of years. And one of the things that John, you told me was that you can't do everything yourself. I mean, you had to sit there, because I was so stubborn. You sat there with the marker and you went through how many hours I could actually bill if I killed myself, and how much money can I actually make. And then all of a sudden I went, oh, I can't do all this by myself.
Right.
And it's okay not to do it by yourself.
Yeah, it's better.
Yes, you need the help.
Yeah, and I think also once you get into the mindset of investing in yourself and your business this way, then you just do more and you do more. Like we're all here at a different thing, and you
On
do
a
more.
Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, it's Wednesday.
I've been out all week.
Today Wednesday?
Are we pretending it's a different
That's
day
the
than it is for
point,
the video?
right? That's the point.
Right?
I didn't even know.
I was at a workshop
Yeah,
Monday and
it's great.
Tuesday in New Jersey, and now we're here for 3
Yep.
days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're the two only shareholders of our company, and Clients are being signed,
Yep.
clients are being served.
But it's you, and then you, when we go back, well, you get to share these experiences with other people in your life, whether they're the people that work with you or your friends, family. Like and it just compounds and it compounds and it compounds. And I promise, you look back in a year or 2, 3 years, and you won't even believe the things that you used to worry about.
Every time we leave the business to work on the business
Better.
jumps.
Yeah, everything gets better. Yep.
All right, last question. Some of you I already know the answer. Some of you I actually don't know the answer. People watching this, they've got excuses, right? My town is too small. I'm too tall. I'm too short. I'm left-handed. I don't like vanilla ice cream. I think I need to know like vanilla ice cream. I've got kids. I've got pets. I've got a spouse. I've got a significant other. Whatever. Put all that bullshit to rest, please. Go.
Those are just stories that you're telling yourself to hold you back, and you know what stories you can tell yourself that will hold you back. All of us have those commitments. All of us have the same amount of time that you have. And it's just whether you're willing to cut through that and to get real with yourself about looking at everything as an opportunity versus somehow holding you down.
Kids?
I have 2 kids, a 5 and 2.5, 2 dogs, a husband, and I mean, I had joined when my son was like 4 months old. And the reason I joined, quite frankly, was I was taking calls in the hospital when he was born, and I came to like a breaking point where I realized that was insane. And so I think that if you're doing things where those excuses are causing a lot of chaos in your life, you may be hitting a breaking point to say, I should be doing things differently.
Something in your life that people could use as an excuse and you'll say bullshit.
So I have a strong motherhood obstacle that I had to overcome, and I have a 13 and she's soon to be 15-year-old, and a son and a daughter. And for years I used it as an excuse to not do this and to not be successful, because if I was successful, then I couldn't be a good mother, because it would take me away from my children. It was selfish if I wanted to follow my dreams and not be there for my children, because God gave me these children, so I need to take care of them and sacrifice everything. So that was a bullshit story. And I will tell you this, that since I stopped lying to myself and telling myself my bullshit story, my children have started becoming very different people. And my soon to be 15-year-old daughter wants to be an entrepreneur now. She wants to start her own business. She actually has started her own two of her own businesses. I'm a better parent because I've stopped stories. And anytime I feel a story coming back, because they're going to come back. They're always going to come back. So just know that on the other side of that story is something better. Just know that there's something better. And because it's a story in your life, that means you need to get past it, because there is something better on the other side of it.
What stories, what excuses did you have that someone's like, I can't do this because, and you're like, yeah, bullshit, I got the same thing?
Yeah, 3 kids, ages 3, 6, and 9, both involved in insane activities, competition, dance, traveling everywhere. Husband's a fireman, so he's gone half the time. So that all could very well be an excuse. It does make things a little tricky, but just put in the time now. It's super worth it, because I've already seen it paying off with my family.
I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. One of my bullshit excuses that I had when I joined was, I am a solo. I do not have time to send out my billing. I just don't have time.
Forgot that about you.
You just did it, though.
I don't have time to run bills, so I'm just going to do the work because I'm just such a great person, and then never get paid. And that's just bullshit.
But if you're a good enough lawyer, then the clients will just take it upon themselves to pay you.
And that's what I
Out
thought.
of respect.
Yes, I just assumed people would just send me money because I'm working on their case. And that doesn't happen. So now, from going from hardly ever sending out bills, or maybe not sending them out like for 4, 5, 6 months at a time, I am now sending them out every 2 weeks.
Woohoo!
Get them sent out.
Yes. Yeah. No, I do not send them out. Yeah. Yes. I do not send them out.
Get them
I
sent
get them
out.
sent out. I have a system that we have for billing every 2 weeks to make sure that they get sent out.
Awesome. Bullshit excuses that people have.
So we started a family law firm, and neither of us practiced family law. So
That's
And
know,
yet
I
you
don't
have
know
a
if
multi-million-dollar family
We
law
have a
firm.
multi-million-dollar
I
family
also
law.
have a very Googleable felony conviction, and my
Right.
name is on the door of our law firm,
Oh
so
my
I
God.
call bullshit.
You used to never talk about that.
Right,
Now you're
but
talking
she,
about
you
it.
masterminded her.
Google that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't click on it, though.
Just don't click on the
I'm
link.
just kidding. I don't care anymore.
I mean, but
Yeah,
you know,
it's true. I
that's
call
from
bullshit.
your youth
Right.
when
Yep.
you were a
Right.
kid,
Yeah.
and that used to hold you back.
Yeah, I didn't want my name anywhere.
She would have given anything for me to find.
Couldn't we just be like
the Freed law firm?
Yes. Yep. So I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Anything else?
But I would really think
You
that
have like
if
a cat, a dog.
but
Oh, we have a
well,
dog, but
I mean, she's kind of a mascot. She's like a party to go.
Yeah, but people give us, oh, I can't come because
Yeah.
who would walk my dog while I'm gone?
Bring her
right.
to the office.
Bring her to the office.
Bring
well,
her,
remember,
bring her to the live quarterly meeting.
Remember
Yeah.
at the Wyatts
People bring
too?
dogs.
We had 3 dogs there. I mean, that was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But I do think that some people think that they're not expert enough in their discipline to run a law firm that has a lot of other people in it. And I would encourage you that your lack of expertise is in running a business, and that's where you need to focus your energy. Not being the world's greatest criminal attorney. You're already awesome. You're already running your firm.
They prefer to be called criminal defense attorney.
Right.
Sorry.
Which makes sense, really.
Criminal defense attorney or family law attorney. We run the top team of family law attorneys in Connecticut,
How
and
many family
they're
law
all
attorneys
better
do you
than
have
us.
on your team?
6 tomorrow, 6 on Monday.
6 starting Monday.
including us?
And
Well,
they're
if you
better-
include us.
And some of them are better than you.
They're all better.
They're all better than us now.
They're better at the practice, but
Correct.
not the business.
Well, 100%. But they are because we've got, branched out and running the business, and they're still growing as attorneys, which is wonderful. Like, I want them to be better attorneys than I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. I'm just going to pan out so everyone can see you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you at the next LQM.
Hopefully.